Hi again, folks. Okay, now in this video, the quarterfinals are upon us. Let's take a look at the four series. My picks are in. Coming up. All right. Quarterfinals, I call it. I know you guys call it the Eastern and Western semifinals, but I'm old school. Quarterfinals, final 8. So let's take a look at my previous picks in the first round. I had called Florida in 6. I actually got that one right. I had Tampa in 6. That went to 7. I got that one right though. Carolina I had in 6. It went to 7. Got the team right. It was pretty easy calls for the first round, really. I had the Rangers in 7. That one I called right, and Florida I called right in 6. So those are the 2 series out of the 8 that I got, the teams and the amount of games right. So I had the Rangers in 7. I had the Flames in 5. It took 7, so I'm 5-0 there. I had Mini in 5 over St. Louis. I was way off with that one. And St. Louis won that in 6. So that was another one I was, well, the only one I was way off. I had Oilers in 6. Oilers took 7 to win. And I had the Avalanche winning in 7, and the Avalanche swept 4 straight. So I'm 7-1 so far. I'm going to keep track of it. Can't remember what I finished last year. I know I started when it was all said and done, I don't know. I can't remember. I'd have to look back at an old video to see. Okay, so I am going to start with the East. We'll go into the East. The Rangers in Carolina. Okay, so I got my pick. My picks are very similar, just so you know, in this video. I think Carolina is on a mission. I really do. I think the Rangers are a young upstart team. I think the Rangers' lack of experience is going to catch up to them in this series. I just really do. Could they win the series, though? You know, I just think they just escape with their life with Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh just don't seem like they really have it anymore, to be honest. I got Carolina winning this in 6. I think Carolina is going to come through in the series. I think Carolina is going on a run this year. I could come up with 10 good reasons why I think Carolina is going to win this series. But I will say, if the Rangers and Shesterkin goes crazy in nets, and they get timely goals from guys like Panarin, and so the Rangers could upset them. Yes, the Rangers could upset them. But I just think it's Carolina's time, and the Rangers are not there yet. I could be wrong. I really could be wrong. This time, it starts to get tougher to pick as teams move on, because there's momentum with all these 8 teams now. But I'm sticking Carolina in 6 in that series. Tampa and Florida. And a rematch from last year when they ran into each other. The champs just hung on with Toronto. They just hung on. Just hung on. But they remind me of the Islanders, this team. They actually remind me of the Islanders dynasty. I think as Tampa move on, they're going to more and more get their game going, is what I believe. I think Florida... You know what? I'm just not a big believer in Bobrovsky, guys. I'm just not. He's going to have to play like he did in Columbus in this playoffs for me to believe in this guy. I think Tampa have the horses, and I think Tampa is going to prevail, though, somehow. I'll be pulling for Florida. I will be. But I think Tampa is going to win that series also in 6. I'm calling Tampa in 6 in that one also. I think Tampa, folks, is not going to get more tired. I think they're going to get more strong as they go along. Now, if Florida upset them, I'll be a very happy camper, because that, for me, will still be an upset. I know that it's probably not an upset this year, but I don't know. I just think Tampa, after getting through Toronto and surviving that scare, is so terrified of losing now that they're going to be so ready. That's just my gut feel. It's more of a gut feeling than anything. Logic says Florida should win the series, but I don't know. I'm going to go with my gut feeling. I think Tampa. Okay. The Blues and the Avalanche. I think the Avalanche are going to drop their guard physically. I know I just did that video showing you about the Avs. I think repeat offenders have a way of repeat offending, and I think the Avalanche will drop their guard. St. Louis will catch them off guard, and St. Louis will make a series of this, but I can't see it going past 6 games also. I've got the Avalanche in 6, because I think what will happen is the Avalanche will get their game going, but if St. Louis can kind of talk them out of playing a physical series, then the Blues have a chance. The Blues have a chance because they have the skill. They do. They're just not even close to the physical team that Colorado is at the moment. And if Colorado can play that style right through the playoffs, like I told you guys, they ain't going to be stopped. They will not be stopped. I just can't see it. Avalanche in 6 in that one also. And the last one, the Battle of Alberta. Calgary and Edmonton. Now this one is going to get ugly. This is going to get ugly, guys. They're going to have to call the cops in these games. I'm telling you, this is going to get ugly. This is not going to be pretty. This isn't going to be like finesse hockey. No. This is going to be a war. These two teams detest and hate each other, okay? This would be like the Islanders playing the Rangers or the Penguins and the Flyers, that kind of thing, as we all know. But then there's a whole stake of it's the Canadian team, right? So there's a whole bunch of stuff at stake with this. Looking at this series, though, Calgary didn't look very good against Dallas. They just didn't. They didn't look very good. Even Markstrom, he looked okay. There's something wrong. There's something wrong with them. They're not up. They're just not playing that tough. We'll see. I think they will wake up physically, though, when it comes to playing the Oilers. Without a doubt, I think that will happen. But, guys, I'm going to go once again on the McDavid theory, okay? The McDavid theory. McDavid's due to break through. We've seen guys like this in their careers. They break through and they become champions eventually. I can't see Connor McDavid not winning a cup in his career. Not saying they're going to win it this year. But there's going to be some signs that the Oilers are headed to a cup, I believe, in this playoff. I really think the Oilers are going to prevail in this series. Calgary fans won't want to hear that. I just think they got the superstar. They do. Now, Calgary have the better team in a regular season situation. What about in a 2-week situation where it's a war? I got to go, folks, with the Oilers and McDavid in this series. And again, I'm going 4-2. All my series, 4-2. And when I look at these, now if I was going to reverse it, and I'll do this quick, if I was going to reverse why the Rangers could beat Carolina, Shesterkin, without a doubt, Shesterkin. If he can stand on his head and they go into Carolina and take the first 2 games, the Rangers will win this series. That's the task, though. They got to go in and take both. We'll see. They can't just get a split because Carolina's going to get a split too. Rangers just aren't going to. Are the Rangers on a 3-game winning streak now and going to go crazy? That's another thing we got to look at. We got to watch. Tampa, Florida. Well, there's no big shocker here. Bobrovsky has to wake up. If Bobrovsky plays, if he can match, just match Vasilevsky to some degree, say 90% as good as him, Florida can win this series. They could, because they have the firepower up front. I don't know. I seen too much inconsistency in that Washington series. It didn't rub me the right way, Florida. It just didn't. And I know they were my pick before the NHL year started to win the Cup. I'm not feeling it right now, not at this point. But that's how they would have to explode in a game and get in the heads of Tampa Bay. That's how they would have to win. They'd have to win like 6-1 and 5-2, and then all of a sudden the focus is on Florida being for real. The Blues and Avalanche. The Blues have to hope Colorado don't come out with a physical game like they did in that series I was just showing you there when they played Nashville. But they know the Blues don't hit. So my guess is they might not hit either. But if the Avalanche have a killer instinct, I'm going to be really watching Colorado. If the Avalanche have that killer instinct, they are going to pummel the Blues on the boards in this series no matter what. No matter what. Even if they're winning 4-0, they're going to be finishing their hits. I want to see. If Colorado does that, there's the sign for me that this team's going all the way, you know. It could be the Avalanche year. It really could be. And they're starting to make a believer out of me now, finally. So the Blues, they're going to have to somehow talk the Avs into a non-physical affair. And I don't think it's going to happen, you know. Or Binnington. If Binnington stands on his head, we got a series. And the Oilers and Flames, whoever survives the war, really, you know, I just think the Oilers are getting better. I think they're getting better at the right time. And I even when they went back to LA and it looked bad for them, I thought they were going to win Edmonton, and they did, you know, and they came back home and they won. And it's like, I think the Oilers are for real, and nobody's really talking about them yet. Let's see if they get to the Final Four this year before we look at that, though. Could Calgary win? For sure. For sure. They got a lot of weapons on that team. They're well coached. There's a lot of upside to Calgary. Will they find their game in time? Because now they have to. They're not playing Dallas now. They're playing Edmonton. There's a big difference. We'll see. That's it. I'm tired and it's hot in here. Guys, that's it. I got one more to make. See you in that one.